wretched state of your wigwam, with a decayed, without a decayed,
Here we have it, folks, the AI episode of Cradle of Filth. AI that looks AI. I'm not sure if it is. You know what I'm going to have to do as a podcaster? Hunt down Danny Filth. Make him appear on the show before me like some sort of demon summoning. Like some sort of me summoning a demon. And then he will appear on my podcast. I think it'd be a great time. I think it'd be something a lot of people would enjoy, considering how much that I enjoy his interviews, his music, and those interviews that he does. It's really something special to see that appearance of the way that he describes things, that he's not holding anything back, and that there are so many kind of serious. Now, I have some serious clouded judgment here based on how much that I like him. So that's where I go from that is where I go from there is that I'm gonna I think I lost my train of thought actually. So hang on a second. So gathering other people's opinions of him is important, and I have been doing that actually. I have been actually looking into what amount of people think he's an asshole, and what amount of people think that he's the greatest. But I'm going right now, as of right now, it always changes, but I'm as of right now going totally off of what Sarah Jezebel Davis said on her 4-hour podcast with Andrew McKay Smith on the Scars and Guitars, where she says he's a great person despite the way that he was in the past. And those are really something that, I guess I'm not needed here then, so maybe I'm needed somewhere else. But unfortunately I'm not Gandalf the Grey, so I'm really not going to grab my staff. I really have a wizard staff, yes, for sure. But I'm not going to just grab my staff and just mosey on over to out of the Shire and into the exploring Middle Earth to see where else that I'm needed. But that's always a great thought. That's always a great thought that provides me a lot of comfort most days. Specifically, my awareness of it is what's the comfort right there. It's not anything else. Just my awareness that Gandalf the Grey up and goes wherever he's needed. But when the awareness is not there, and maybe I'm sleeping or busy or doing something else, maybe I'm busy, and my awareness is not there to comfort that part of me that's worried about it, well, it's the concept that helps. The conceptual idea of being somewhere that you're needed, leaving somewhere that you're not needed. In any form of aggression and anger and clouded everything, clouded my judgment because I like the guy so much, clouding my fucking discretion on where I should go or if I should stay, should I go, from so much aggression, focusing on hunting everybody down and, not perjurizing, but, holding people accountable for stuff. That's not my job either. I'm literally just a musician podcaster. So those ways of, goddamn, that's some loud ass noises you're about to hear in the background right now. That's another thing that actually provides me comfort. I think that's a different part of me that actually needs that kind of comfort, but the real part of me that needs the comfort is just like, hey, it's real simple. Don't need to fucking overthink it so much. It's real simple. Just do this and that. It's complex music. It's very complex to put these episodes together and very time consuming, but The conceptual idea being the part that needs to be under control and regulated the most. That's the part where I can keep it very simple at that point and just say, yes, just being a musician and a podcaster suffices as getting by, scraping by, getting by day to day, maintaining the integrity of my creative endeavors and the as well as the quality therein. So, speaking of, with COF, Cradle of Filth, having an AI album cover like Cryptoriana, Seductiveness and Decay, clearly it's AI. I don't need to look into that. It's AI. It's naked woman, vampire, dead naked vampire, dead body woman, vampire, naked boobs on there and everything. The existence is futile. I think that even looks AI. Honestly, you could write in something like Hieronymus Bosch style depiction, or something like that. Hieronymus Bosch style painting, and then AI will register Hieronymus Bosch style painting and peddle it out to you, and then you'll have Existence is Futile album cover. It is, you know, once again, my judgment's clouded, but not that clouded. I'm not going to side with him on that. I'm not going to side with him that he has an AI album cover on Cryptoriana and Existence is Futile, the two that came out side by side. But previously, before that, then you would have Hammer of the Witches, I believe, and that's most likely going to be AI too. Honestly, you can just add in something about witches, the Maori Luid, which looks like a Maori Luid. I don't know if it is a Maori Luid, but it looks like a Maori Luid. And grainy, adding a grain filter where that has that style of grain. That's maybe a possibility. I guess looking into it, confirming it, and posting it on here is something I could do. You know, are my services needed there that much? I don't know. I think where my services are needed are right here where I am, as troublesome as it is. For some reason, I think that there's what the gap is something very easily figured out, sort of thing. And just, you know, me bridging that gap on why putting these episodes together is so frustrating. And I run through so many technical difficulties that, you know, it starts with me, first of all, acknowledging that I'm willing to consider that I'm not needed as a podcaster. I'm not willing to consider whether I'm needed as a musician, as clearly I have tried many times to not be a musician, and it has failed every time. So with that being said, you know, as many people that are, you know, disrespecting me by watching my videos and dropping no feedback as far as the music goes at all. I have no feedback whatsoever on my music. As far as I know, Joe Blow from fucking God knows where, Timbuk fucking 2, Michigan, like, thinks that it's a great it's a great, brilliant idea to try and make some sort of an experimental black metal project like Pitiful Spawn, and then have, you know, all of this me pouring in this stuff in there is, once again, it's nothing to me. You know, it's nothing to me at all. It doesn't mean much to me. But, you know, is it generating money? Is that ever a real concern, or has that ever been a real concern of any musician? No, it hasn't. It's never real been generating money. It's been about doing it for the love of it. And these attacks that I'm getting through lack of feedback and through personal stuff, and maybe some of it's mental health, maybe some of it's not, I don't know. I seem to be far more willing to consider different options than anybody else. As usual, I'm the only one who's doing anything. Trend setting everywhere I go. Trend setting everything all the time. I guess I'm a human AI. I don't know. Maybe a human AI would suffice and generate more money and be more credible and acceptable dinner conversation at a new girlfriend's house where I'm meeting her parents at the dinner table or something. I don't know. But I am a musician and podcaster, and my name is mickeygemineye, and this is another bonus episode that I want to get into and crack into right now. No, this is a touchy subject as I don't want to get into it at all. I don't want to go there at all. I don't want to get into AI. I don't like talking about it. I don't like feeling like I need to censor, be censored or not censor, or worry about whether I need to fucking talk about this or can't talk about that. But the AI episode is here as bonus episode 2 here in season 5 of the Vault of Doom podcast. Again, I'm mickeygemineye. I'm actually going to feature some artwork on here, and that's going to be from a buddy of mine that I had a little bit of a confusion I'm going to probably follow up with, but I can't quite follow up with the confusion as the confusion is still there. So, like, as it stands right now, it seems like that video I posted on my official mickeygemineye YouTube channel has to stay right there. Considering that I don't have the fucking facts, I don't know what the facts of the situation are. I have the video to go by, and that video is the most accurate way of doing things right now. And unfortunately, I'm not gonna jump into the octagon with some talking heads and news anchors and the anchor man. Sorry, Will Ferrell, you have lucked out today from getting the lights knocked out from me. As the artwork is still gonna go up, I'm still gonna give credit to it. I'm gonna ask the title. I am gonna have to continue the conversation, so I'm gonna have to like proceed with caution, sort of thing for myself. Don't want to talk about AI, the thing that everybody's using. Don't want to talk about my friend, my drinking buddy that I spend time drinking beer with quite often, even though it's been less frequent. But I need to get the name of the artwork that I want to feature on here. So his name won't be revealed right now, even though I'm typing it in. His name still won't be revealed right now. But I'm gonna leave it just like that. That to me is even a creative expression. That's part of what you would call experimental. That's part of what you would call avant-garde. Avant-garde 101, experimental 101. You know, huge spoiler alert. Everybody would be angry at me justifiably now, or maybe they'd love me now because I had, you know, just like mentioned, and that it is now known on video that I have the connection. I make the connections. I make the connections meet. You know, and that's not beginner's luck. It's not something I was just given. Nobody's giving me the creative expression. Whatever. Anyway, I'm already done with it. I'm already over it. This is the thing I don't like talking about AI, right? It's like, you know, I don't know anything about it. And even if I did know anything about it, I mean, what kind of connections can I actually draw about artificial intelligence, the thing that has been foreseen in movies since like the 90s in science fiction? It's just, you know, that's what a podcast is. A podcast is just like talking about that stuff. But again, this is a bonus episode. This episode is like exclusive and especially going to have some featured art. The last bonus episode on this season doesn't have anything at all. And so, you know, I just fucking I would like to know where I really stand on this AI stuff with the Cradle of Filth album covers being AI. You know, it's not okay. It's like, shame on you for doing that. But then looking at all of the artists that drew all the other stuff for the previous albums, that makes it okay then. It makes it okay considering that he has done stuff from great artists, known the world over, and then now he's doing AI. It's like, okay, then you get a pass, you get an excuse, but not, you know, just not actually. It's not actually ever going to be okay. It's like cannabis being never federally legal. You know, the cannabis like being a glitch in the system. Like, that's what this is. The AI being used now, even though world-renowned artists known the world over being used in the previous albums, that's a glitch. You know, it's a glitch, because if we talk about that right now, then that's what I'm here for. Yeah, you can't realistically keep up with that. You know, not if you're the guy that's the guy that is the front man and the only original member and founding member of the band the entire time. The only one. Keeping up with that artwork, keeping up with the music, keeping up with the lyrical content, keeping up with the fans. The guy does a gajillion interviews. You know, making it so that there's really an ultimate something said about this is the kind of same thing as what I was saying in the movie review with Lords of Salem, directed by Rob Zombie, that if you're watching a Walmart version of the movie and then nobody says anything about it, well then silence is violence there, because you're not allowing yourself to be made aware that you're watching a censored version, sir. And now, so as for these other future albums, let's talk about those. You know, that's gonna be a quite pleasant surprise and a delight when we get to see more world-renowned artists on the future artwork. And so we don't mind if he uses AI, but at the same time we still don't like it. Anyhow, moving on. What I wrote down was this, though. Why it looks, that's all top to top. Why, this is what I wrote. Why it looks like new Cradle of Filth is AI, and why I don't care but would normally care. So I didn't talk a little bit about that, but that's just my bias. That's just basically my bias, and there isn't much to talk about because it's my bias. I could talk to myself about my self-bias forever. And so, songs I don't like by them, and why I'm falling out of love, per se. So this is something I'm like, you know what? I am technically falling out of love due to time. Time is separating me from my love for this band, for Cradle. This band Cradle has some songs I don't like by them too, and that's, you know, I think that some of the ones off the top of my head that I would say would be like all of the ending ones. So let's break down that psychological huge mind fuck right there. All of the last songs on every one of their albums seem to be in a pattern that ones at the end of the album are the ones I don't like. I'm totally completely in love with this band, man. And that's just not how I should be saying it, but that's how I just said it, man. Anyway, falling out of love might be a preservation tactic, you know. It might be some sort of a preservation tactic that I'm falling out of love right now so that I can preserve. And nope, sorry. Tried that. I already tried that. You know, I'm not gonna happen. I already tried that. You know, I already did it. It's not tried it, it's did it. It's already done. Quick commercial break. Just like my most recent albums that I just released yesterday, go check them out. Anyway, I'm excited about those and whatever. Favorite riffs, I only have Deflowering the Maidenhead. Those are going to be up on future shorts. Anyway, that's the end of the show. I'm going to wrap up here and slowly start walking on down. Doing those of future shorts of my favorite riffs. Some of those are already up. I want to make sure you go check those out. The other bonus episode is on guitar hacks and learning guitar finger exercises and being a better guitarist. Anyway, I'm mickeygemineye. This is Volta.